welcome you to ACC Basketball presented by Ally. A busy Thursday night in the ACC continues from Coral Gables, Florida, with the Stanford Cardinal in town to take on the Miami Hurricanes. Two teams desperate for a much-needed NCAA tournament resume win. Alongside Brooke Weisbrod, Jay Alter with you. Brooke, crunch time of the season.
Yeah.
There is no safety net anymore. If these teams want to make a push for March Madness, it requires a win tonight.
Right, you're looking at 4 games left in the regular season. Stanford right now one of the first 4 out of the tournament. So I think both of these teams tonight are looking at not only this game but the rest of them as must wins to try to get that at-large bid into the NCAA tournament. But this is a great battle. Two teams trying to get back on the right track after seeing some close losses and just some losses on the road. So for Miami, glad to be back at home playing, and for Stanford, trying to win one here.
Who has to set the tone for these two teams tonight?
Man, you just look to have Nunu Agara back is fantastic for Stanford. Agara has just been great this season and is so powerful in the paint. When you have her back in, the ball can move. It can go inside. You can kick it out and open up some threes, because for Stanford, their defense has been solid, but they need to have more movement on the offensive end. And for Miami, Rashea Kyle, who's one of the best players in the ACC, in the top 5 for points, for rebounds, for field goal percentage, just racking up the double-doubles game after game. She's got the experience inside to be a problem in this game.
So we have reached the business end of the season. Only a couple of games left before all eyes are on the postseason, and these two teams need that win to recalibrate what has been a skid in February. Stanford starts with the basketball. They have lost 3 in a row, 7 of 8 desperate for a win tonight on the road. What is going to be the key for the Cardinal to get back to those winning ways?
You said the right word, desperation. You want to play with that mix of hunger, of wanting to win so bad you're almost desperate for it, but you also have to play within yourself. And for Miami, it's going to be about getting a couple different scores. You don't want to just rely on Rashea Kyle. Natalie Wetzel, the freshman's had some good games. Kimpson's got to step up, and Raviv can be a terrific shooter from the outside.
Raviv, right on cue, opens the scoring.
Makes you look good sometimes, you know. She does the work, gets it in, and as Stanford, thankfully, have Nunu back in the lineup. It's a big deal. Chloe Clardy has been terrific. Nora Shumpai, the freshman, also getting up double-doubles in the ACC.
Well, you mentioned Nunu Agara. She comes back after a 5-game absence and plays more than 38 minutes. Not exactly easing her way back into the lineup. Certainly not on a minutes restriction. Risky pass there. Kept alive by Stanford. They swing it to Nunu, who fires the 3. Can't connect. Miami has numbers, pushing it. And Raviv walks. That's a travel. Okay, Pay, second season, taking over for the Hall of Famer, trying to get her team just to recalibrate. Very young roster, getting tested for the first time in their college careers for these freshmen. Can you play your way through it and find ways to win and keep your hopes for March Madness alive?
Yeah, it's a challenging season for Stanford with the amount of injuries. Tilano Lopolo, their point guard, continues to be out. No timetable set for her return. So you're right, a young lineup. They've had 3 freshmen start in 5 games this year as Raviv pulls up again.
Money.
Nice little midi, doesn't she?
Gal Raviv has all 4. Transfer from Quinnipiac, who's proven she can play at this level. Great hustle, as always, from Anae Adams. She brings the energy. Sophomore captain for this Hurricanes team. Haley Swain, one of those freshmen we were just talking about. Shot clock ticks under 10. Agara pulls the trigger and hits.
Fantastic range for her. She's been working on hitting more and more of those outside shots, and if you can bring Kyle out of the paint, it's going to open some things up. Chloe Clardy can put the ball on the floor. And Haley Swain, another great driver for this team.
Raviv has had the hot hand early. Great mid-range game, kicks it out to Kimson. Shot clock at 7. Wetzel wide open. She can hit it, but missed that one. Swain on the drive, through contact, no call. Aguera rips down the rebound and cleans up the spill. Nunu Aguera. You're seeing why she's such a difference maker.
That's the Nunu effect right there. When they missed that, and remember, she put a ton of minutes in their first game back. It gives you so much of an idea and credit to her for the workout she was able to do to keep herself in shape.
Lefty layup off the mark. Chloe Clardy trying to take it coast to coast, and now Adams in transition. Anae Adams, the spark. Miami back in front.
And this is where Miami wants to take advantage tonight. And Tricia Cullop talking a lot today about the team's speed and just trying to beat certain players in a foot race. So Miami, when they can get that chance to run, they're going to take advantage.
Nunu again, that time misfires. She's got all 4 for the Cardinal early. Adams in attack mode again. And now Richea Kyle. So dangerous in the post-up game. Goes right at Aguera. It draws the foul.
It's going to be an interesting battle all night just for positioning to enter that pass into the post. Aguera's working so hard to push Kyle out further and further. And Stanford going to look to try and double where they can. One thing Kate Pay was concerned about was actually Kyle's passing ability. Right? You can send a double in there, but don't send a double off a three-point shooter now.
Richea Kyle been such a consistent scorer all season at more than 16 points per game. And we talked with her earlier in the season and just the adversity she's faced throughout her career, injuries. The goal when she came to Miami was put it all together, make a run in March. And even though you look at a 13-12 record, 5-9 in the ACC, if you string together wins, get hot at the right time, all those goals still right in front of you.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking for the chemistry to really secure itself and come into place late here in February, right into that swing in March. Sometimes you look back, trying to stop these losing streaks, and all of a sudden you just start a new winning streak altogether.
2 teams that find themselves in very similar positioning, and that's what makes a good matchup. Swain can't connect on the 3. Stanford is getting good looks, they just can't knock them down early. Just 2 for 10 from the field, 0 for 4 from 3 now. Victoria Blazic finds the freshman Danielle Osho, and that's a double dribble.
What you don't want from Miami is unforced turnovers. That's been one thing and a theme for them this season in games that they lose. You can see it clear as day. And they're not able to hold on to the basketball. Another area that's been troublesome for them sometimes is rebounding.
Swain goes up. Adams wanted a push-off. Instead, it's 2 points for Stanford.
It's Haley Swain strong. My goodness, just so powerful off the drive. And they're going to look to take advantage of that more.
Kimson backs it out. 9 seconds to shoot. Pull-up pop. Missed it. Offensive rebound. Stanford rips it away. Clardy. Maybe trying to win it right back. Great hustle plays all over the court in this opening quarter. Clardy fires for 3. Short. So Stanford still trying to find their offensive rhythm. 0 for 5 from 3, 3 of 12 from the field. But they're only down 2. Just getting started at Coral Gables between Miami and Stanford. Miami leading 8-6. Canes with the basketball. Both teams looking for that offensive rhythm. It's been the defenses dialed in early in this opening quarter. We welcome those who just watched an overtime thriller between Virginia Tech and North Carolina. A busy Thursday night in the ACC continues down in Coral Gables. Miami and Stanford, a good one here. Brooke Weisbro, Jay Alter with you. Brooke, you take a look at this matchup. Two teams playing for the very same thing. They feel like they have to win tonight to keep their March Madness dreams alive.
Oh, it's a must-win, really, for both teams. I mean, 4 games left, and Stanford finds itself one of the first 4 teams out of the tournament, so they have to do some work here tonight on the road to get this big win against Miami, and Miami senses that as well. I mean, they got to make a push. Both teams trying to find that win column again. Miami losing 6 of their last 7.
Including 3 in a row.
Yeah, and then Stanford has gone 2-8 in their last 10 after a pretty good start to the season.
Yeah, who would have thought when the Cardinal was sitting at 15-4 that we'd be talking on the bubble and on the wrong side of the bubble right now, according to bracketologist Charlie Cream.
Now, Nunu Guerra being out, and Courtney Ogden hitting the shot. She's got the green light all the time. Guerra being back in the lineup here. Stanford can now get their consistency together, make that push, see what they can do.
First made 3 for either team belongs to Courtney Ogden, and it fires Stanford in front. You know, Miami, the turnovers have been a bugaboo as of late, and there's another one. 3 in the last 3 minutes.
Yeah, they got to clean that up. Coach Cullop understands the value of possessions, especially wanting to defend your home court here against a team that could come down to the wire. You're looking at Stanford, Miami, Virginia, one of those teams we're talking about, as well as Clemson.
So many ACC teams on the bubble. That's why every game down the stretch of this meet season means so much, particularly like this one when you play a common opponent. Shot clock down to 5. Clardy feeds it inside. The freshman wide open. This is the layup. Eschmeyer usually money at 6'5" from in close. Transition triple on its way. Off the mark, no good. Saved, great hustle. Gal Revive backs it out. Revive's had the hot hand early. It continues, nothing but the bottom of the net for Gal Revive.
You got to get a closer body on Revive right now. The screens that Miami are setting for her is allowing her to get really open. Speaking of screens, Aguirre just hit her one with a hard screen, but that was something Miami actually focused on today in shoot-around. Coach Cullop said, let's set good screens and then try to utilize our foot speed to get some open looks. Yeah, Rashea Kyle, she knows how to set a screen. Solid right there. Swain is going over the screen, which is exactly how they wanted to guard Revive. And she's able to turn those shoulders, and of course being left-handed, you're driving left, she can get a clean look at a shot.
Now there's Trisha Cullop, year number 2, taking over this Miami program. Offensive rebound leads to 2. You know, every coach in the country will talk about rebounding, Trisha Cullop included. Miami is 0-9 when they don't win the rebounding battle.
And Stanford is a good rebounding team. They have got actually 83 more offensive rebounds than their opponents coming into this game, so they know how to crash.
And that is a winning formula, which is so surprising that Stanford has lost 7 of 8, 3 in a row, and now finds themselves squarely on the bubble, needing this win just to recalibrate their season and try and get back into the right side of March Madness. And you'd rather a game like this, I think, Brooke, where, look, it is a great road win against a team that's right with you in the ACC. Prove that you can do it, right?
You got to make a statement, you know. And for Stanford, they've been battling through injuries, a young lineup, and early mistakes from both teams.
Adams in Miami trying to capitalize on the other end. 1 minute remaining in this opening quarter. Been good back and forth basketball. Revive, great feed. And that'll send Rashea Kyle to the line to shoot 2.
I love the decision by Raviv. After she comes over off the screen, she can feel Aguirre on her hips. So instead of trying to shoot the ball, she charges straight to the basket, knowing Kyle was rolling there, and that bounce pass perfectly placed. Raviv, of course, had 9 assists in their last game against BC. She's had a couple games this year with 9 assists. And not only that, she can score. We're seeing that early. Such an effective player.
Even though Miami has not been playing winning basketball as of late, Rashea Kyle has been terrific. In the last 3 games, 3 straight double-doubles, 20 points per game, 11 rebounds per game. You see what she's averaging on the season.
Just her last 2 games, she's averaging 23 points, 11 boards. Just stepping it up. Great conversation with her today at shoot-around, too. Just love that confidence that she carries with her. Oh, yeah, you know, she said, this is a must-win. She said, but we got this. I feel it.
Both teams have that must-win mentality. Mid-February. The freshman Swain backs it out. Launches into the attack. Here's Aguirre. Hands it off. Ogden the 3. Missed it. Miami could hold for the final shot of this quarter. Adams has other ideas, right to the rim, and draws the foul.
Yeah, I think Miami's trying to exploit speed and get out and run as fast as they can. Getting to the free throw line is certainly a bonus. And you see on the offensive end, like, you feel that hesitation, Stanford. You get that zip, zip, zip ball movement, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, wait, should I shoot it? Should I drive it? Should I pass it? You know, you're still trying to work into the rhythm of your offense if you're Stanford against been, you know, young season, and you're trying to get those reps in. And that matters.
Well, and when you take Nunu Aguirre out of the lineup for 5 games and then reinsert her, and she comes back last time out and plays 38 minutes against Virginia, that's a rotation that you just haven't had as of late. And even though she's a spectacular player, it does take time to find that best flow.
Yeah. And again, missing a big piece of their puzzle here, Lopolo, who's been out the last, 7 games? And at 20 games played this year, she's still second on the team in assists. That's how much she's missed.
Miami gonna get a heave here from the logo. Off the mark from Anae Adams. But the Hurricanes do take a 12-11 lead into the second quarter. Fun first quarter, 4 lead changes back and forth between my ACC women's basketball is presented by Ally, the bank. That's your ally. Well, Stanford has some support in the house at Miami. Cameron Brink, Lexi Hall down in South Florida playing in the Unrivaled League, deciding to support their alma mater. And what is being described as a must-win for this Stanford team, who's lost 3 in a row, 7 of 8, and they've slipped all the way, according to Charlie Cream. First 4 out. Who could have thought that when they were 15-4 earlier this season? Still a very strong strength of schedule, very strong net. So if they can recalibrate, Brooke, they could very well find themselves on the right side of the bubble.
Yeah, I think they have time, and they have the pieces now with Aguirre back in the lineup to make that run. I'm really curious to see how Stanford can gel over these next 4 games of the regular season, and should be there to see him in the ACC tournament.
Gibson misfires from 3. I'm sure Cameron and Lexi are wishing they could suit up for their alma maters and help them get this must-win tonight.
Well, Aguirre got an opportunity, of course, to play kind of in that world, and some experience with Kiki Urifen when she was there.
Every battle for the rebound tonight has been contested. Gibson trying to go coast to coast, off the mark. Freshman Swain bobbled around. Adams got a touch. And it ultimately goes off Swain last. It'll be Miami basketball.
Is it okay to say this game's a little messy? It's tight, like you said, but it's also messy. So I would love to see both teams, execute in their possession of some good passes and screens. Just like, let's go back to the basics. Just hit reset, work to get a good shot, and hold on to the basket.
But whenever there's more turnovers than makes, that's a great feed right there. It tells you that maybe the teams are playing a little tight in a must-win game, and Miami has been going full court press after make, so that's why scoring really helps set your defense, particularly for Miami.
Yeah, Miami just loves that pressure, that pace. Stanford wants to go ahead and work for their best shot. utilize the floor and the spacing. That's a good interior pass to Eschmeyer. And that's probably the most relaxed possession I've seen from them so far in this game. You just have to act more and hesitate less.
Gibson down the lane. Off the window and in for two. It was well defended, but Amarachi Gibson. And then a steal off the inbound. 4 points in 5 seconds for Miami.
That's where that pressure could get to the defense. And not only Wetzel is 6'3", a freshman. You can see her out there moving well. Somebody who can hit some shots from the outside. Right now, Miami kind of controlling the pace of this one.
In what has been a very back-and-forth game, Miami has their largest lead of the night. Clardy misfires. Stanford just 1 for 9 from beyond the arc. Wetzel got it! Natalie Wetzel, the freshman, parries a transition triple. And Kate Pay takes a timeout.
The Hurricanes able to spread the love around. Ramirez hit some early shots and then transition. Wetzel, somebody you got to identify.
ACC basketball presented by Ally. Miami's opened up an 8-point lead, 7-0 run in just 42 seconds, Brooke.
Yeah, they have really started to control this game, both with the pace, really their defense, causing some turnovers that they can then turn into points. 6 points off turnovers already for Miami, and Stanford just trying to get their offensive footing here in place. They've had a possession or two where they've gotten some good looks, some open shots, just haven't knocked them down yet. Just need to see that first one go in sometimes.
Yeah, we didn't know if it was playing tight just with the losing streak, and you see you're going from in the tournament to out of the tournament. And I know you try and block as much of that out, but it's impossible not to see it and feel it.
Yeah.
And for their offense, they have not made 2 consecutive baskets tonight in back-to-back possessions. Just 6 of 20 from the floor.
And a tough matchup zone here for Miami. Looks like a 2-3, really extended out. Coming out of the timeout. Very smart move by Trisha Cope to change it up.
Shot clock down to 3. Another missed shot from downtown. Offensive rebound keeps the possession alive. Swain fires it. Can't hit it. Battle for the board. That's a jump ball. Possession arrow stays with the Cardinal.
So one thing I'm seeing from Stanford is holding on to the basketball a little bit too long. A beat or two long versus like, let's put it on the floor and move into position where the defense reacts. So it's not so much, it's not talent, it's timing. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've got to get their reps in.
That's a great point.
And try to put it all together, again, the pieces in place without the consistency of their lineup and Aguero being back in now.
Has the ball here, goes into a double team. Nunu Aguero regains possession, calls for the ball and gets it. Here's Ogden, step back three. No good. Stanford now 1 for 12 from 3. That's a testament to Miami defense forcing Stanford into all those contested deep looks.
Yeah, and different defenses will, kind of throw you off as well. So Miami coming out of that timeout, playing that zone. And Stanford have to adjust their offense effectively, but I think they can still put the ball on the floor and get some looks inside the paint. A lot of passing around the perimeter. CK Pay to get them moving.
Foul off the ball. Offensive foul. Thursday night, a week from tonight, our final Thursday of the regular season. Can you believe it? Where did the time go? 2 ranked teams in the top 10. Louisville at Georgia Tech at 6, and then Florida State at Duke at 8. You will be at Cameron Indoor for that one.
Well.
Duke, so impressive. Still undefeated in ACC play. What impresses you most about the Blue Devils?
What doesn't impress you about them, right? I mean, they're able to distribute the basketball. Their defense is so tough, and they get point production from all over. But Toby Fournier is really starting to emerge and just take her talent to the next level.
point in time, Duke was facing the same adversity that Stanford is facing now. When you go on a slide and you're saying, how are we not playing winning basketball? We know we have the talent, and for teams, it comes at different times in the season. Duke has obviously responded to that incredibly well. Stanford going through it right now. They've lost 7 of 8, and right now in another scoring drought, Miami has begun to separate. Raviv trying to cash in on another Cardinal turnover. Fade away, rims in, and it's a 10-point lead, 9-0 run for Miami.
Okay, the lefty made that shot as difficult as it could be, and that's another quick steal and score from Stanford, or excuse me, from Miami. Stanford's having trouble just even inbounding the ball at times, and once they do, look at the way Miami is double teaming here, trapping.
10 points off turnovers for the Canes. The foul called. Aguera will go to the line to shoot 2. Dudu Aguera can feel the frustration.
Yeah. Now, Stanford has not gotten to the line yet tonight. This will be the first time. They get there about 14 times a game, and you can just kind of see that mentality shift in Aguera being like, you know what? I'm going to take this ball in. You have to stop me from getting to the rim, and that's the kind of mentality everybody on the team's got to have right now. You have to make this game physical and fast if you're Stanford. Maybe you don't really want to right now, but you got to be forced into it, because that's where Miami's at.
That free throw off the mark. Miami has outscored Stanford 13-2 in this second quarter. Aguera just trying to get a point on the board. She does. Ends a 4-minute scoring drought and an 11-0 Miami run.
I like Shea Juoje here on defense, you know, trying to slow down the ball handler, Adams, and give her some of what she's been giving back to the Stanford defense.
Adams draws the foul. Yeah, good call out by you. 2 sophomores that are listed at 5'6" and really
come on, let's go.
Designed to bring the same sort of spark to their teams.
Yeah, similar players in that they have so much energy and give that punch to their team when they need it.
Kyle called for the hook there. That'll be an offensive foul called against Rashea Kyle. Stanford basketball.
Take a look off the inbound play. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Good call. You're not going to see a reaction out of Rashea Kyle. Like, I was here earlier in the year where there was a player from another team that was basically ready to fight her. And she told me that early on in her career at Florida, you know, she was jawing back at the refs and trying to argue calls. And then one day she realized, like, actually, that's not going to get me any more calls when I do that. So let me go ahead and just let it roll off my back, roll off my shoulders. And she said it's been so helpful ever since.
And that is a learned skill.
Yeah, yeah. I never learned it, but I'm glad she did.
Well, there's somebody in this building, Associate Head Coach Tempe Brown, that could corroborate.
Yes. She's seen a thing or two.
11-1 run for Miami. Hurricanes in control of this second quarter. Adams finds Danielle Ocho. The freshman goes up with it, rolls off the rim, no good. Dudu Aguera pushing it, feeds it off. Everything but the finish. Miami's happy to play at this pace. Cardinal have now gone 5 minutes without a basket. The lone point during that stretch from the free throw line. You said it 5 minutes ago, just need to see one go in.
Yeah.
And that wait has continued. And every empty possession that goes by, you just feel like takes more and more momentum and gives it to Miami.
A lot of standing. Look, all the black jerseys, not a whole lot of players moving. Right? It's drive, stand there, and you got to be able to relocate while the ball's on the floor.
Aguera at the end of the shot clock rattles in and out, no good. Just a frustrating first half for a Stanford team that you said it is not talent. It's a very talented roster, but for whatever reason, just can't find the winning plays, the right plays on the offensive end right now.
Yeah, there's just a sense of hesitation. You know, players are getting the ball in their hands, and then you want to see that ball move rather than stick. That's a good drive by Clardy, but unfortunately can't finish that play. You see him trying to drive, trying to get that whistle blown, play aggressive. They're doing the right things.
Wetzel wide open. She made it from the same spot earlier this half. Missed it that time. Stanford trying to get something in transition. You know, the half-court set had not been working.
Better ball movement here on this possession for Stanford.
Ogden trying to make something happen. Kicks it out. Aguirre, great look. Got it. Much needed for Stanford. That is what they've been looking for.
Yeah, big sigh of relief there. Finally, again, just seeing it go in. Now let's see how they can handle these last 90 seconds. Maybe get 2 stops and a couple of scores.
First basket in nearly 7 minutes for Stanford. Kyle, looking for that immediate answer, is fouled once again. And once she gets that low on the court, you almost have to foul her or just admit she's getting the layup.
Yeah, exactly where I was going is how can you stop somebody who gets such good positioning and gives you the widest target at 6'6", the wingspan, and then you combine that with the strength and experience that she's had, you know, being at her 3rd school, and she understands how to get good position and finish.
She is a perfect 5 for 5 from the line after that make this Tuesday. ACC Network men's basketball doubleheader, a battle for the top 4 double byes. NC State, Virginia, and Miami all in position for it. How about the Miami men? Got to give them some love. First-year head coach Jay Lucas, 21 wins after only 7 a year ago.
Love to see the turnarounds, don't you?
Well, and I know the portal makes that easier, right? You can flip your roster, but
we still got to coach them.
To go plus 14 year in, year out, that is very impressive.
You sleep a little better at night, that's for sure. Not a time of year coaches get a whole lot of sleep.
Ogden into traffic, and that just rolls off the rim, no good. She will get 2 at the line, though.
Courtney Ogden, a player that Kate Pay told us she's been begging to shoot as the ultimate green light. Just has done a terrific job in her last 17 games, averaging 14 points, 5 boards, 2 assists. She's had 5 20-point games in that stretch as well.
Makes the first. Sometimes roles evolve and change over the course of a season. For Ogden, being relied on for that point production, probably not something you would have expected going into this season, but certainly has emerged as that reliable scorer.
Yeah, your roles can change. I mean, think about, of course, again, the injuries and just the necessity. Got to step in as an upperclassman, the junior on this very young team.
And now it's Miami that's gone for an extended drought without a bucket. Raviv trying to change that, misses it. Ogden with a head of steam. 3-on-2. Up ahead, Clardy. And once again, Stanford will go to the foul line.
Great pass from Ogden into the post, and Plaza got a good amount of the ball, but Clardy's head as well. Stanford, you can see them trying to pick up the pace and get some easy scoring, right? It starts on defense. If you can get stops, you can get it out, get some transition buckets, and just get some movement.
But both of these teams went into a little bit of a slump offensively, and what broke Miami out of it was those points off turnovers, those points in transition. So maybe Stanford could use their defense and use getting stops to converting on the other end. We've got a lane violation, so this is going to be another free throw attempt for Chloe Clardy. So a 7-point lead for Miami, 6 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock at the end of this first half. Gibson, pull up, pop, got it. Stanford still with 8 seconds here. Got to push though. The freshman Swain cross half court. 2 seconds. Swain fired it up. Got a pretty good look. Just didn't fall. So Stanford finishes the first half with only one made field goal in the final 8 minutes and 25 seconds. And despite all that, only down 9. Miami a 29-20 lead at the half. Let's get you into the studio. Recap a busy night in the ACC. Ball presented by Ally. Points at a premium in that first half. Two teams desperate for a win that could push them in to the NCAA tournament. Miami a 9-point lead at the break. Start of the third quarter. Brooke Weisbrod, Jay Alter with you. Brooke, you take a look at that first half, and look, both teams wanted to execute more on the offensive end, but that's why they played 2 halves, and Stanford, despite the struggle, still in it, only down 9.
Yeah, they can have an easy time getting back into this game if they can just stop hesitating on their shots. I feel like, they're right there. Again, it's not the talent that's there. It's the timing and the execution for Stanford. Meanwhile, Miami's been able to control the pace of this game. They wanted to play fast, they're playing fast. They wanted to create turnovers, they're getting them. So, again, Miami's done a better job of really setting and dictating the pace of this game. Gal Revive had a fantastic first half.
Yeah, Gal Revive definitely leading the way for Miami. Master of the mid-range.
Did a good job of reading the screens and then creating separation. Doesn't need a whole lot of moves to her game. She's just got a simple 1 or 2 dribble pull-up. And mid-range looking nice. And then been able to utilize that fast break opportunity for Miami, so when they can get out there and move the ball, it's going to open up shots for Revive.
Well, Kyle, dominant, 6 rebounds, all 6 points coming from the free throw line as well. The one thing that really jumped out when we looked at the stat sheet at halftime, these teams are shooting a combined 2 of 22 from 3, so maybe it's a team that either finds some rhythm from 3 or can get to the basket.
Look, just somebody get hot, okay? Somebody on either side get hot, and let's see it happen. Because sometimes even when the other team gets hot, you want a little piece of yours as well, so who cares? As long as we see the ball go in, like is the goal for either team this half. As Revive says, I got you again.
Picks up where she left off. They're the biggest bright spot for either team offensively, and it has allowed Miami to set up their full court pressure, which has caused some havoc. 10 points off turnovers in that first half for the Canes. And there's another turnover committed by Stanford, not the start they wanted in this third quarter.
Kyle able to get a piece of that ball and get the block. Or Shumfari, has been welcomed into the ACC as a freshman. A ton of playing time this year, and she has stepped up to the plate.
Kyle didn't quite get that off cleanly. It feels like it's either a foul or some sort of contact that they just don't call. So how does Stanford get into that offensive rhythm, Brooke?
they just need crisper passes, and I think that's probably something that Kate Pay probably addressed in the locker room in addition to turnovers. So first things first, you got to clean up your own offense. So you don't want to give the ball away, at least get a field goal attempt out of it. I'm fine with that, right? That was no hesitation. That was come off the screen, see what we got, because then you follow it up with something even better.
Second chance points. That's where we thought Stanford could have the edge tonight, and an and one opportunity coming here for the Cardinal.
And get the rebound, a terrific pass down the middle, and that's what you got to do. You got to create some movement. Haley Swain see the lane open, so she gets down there and able to put one in.
Completes the three-point play. I was thinking how much of that first half was a Stanford team that just feels like maybe their season's slipping away, losing 7 of 8. You don't have a couple of shots fall. Just playing with that tightness rather than the freedom of a team that doesn't have so much to play for.
Yeah, you're trying to take it one game at a time. You know, obviously if you're both teams, but if you're Stanford, you got to just forget that the last 2 quarters just happened. This is 0-0, come out with a new identity, new mentality, and just be the more aggressive team. Like, that's a tough post-entry pass. Go ahead and bounce that ball on in there.
Up ahead, Adams with a head of steam. Kick to the corner, the extra pass finds the freshman Wetzel. Pull-up pop, got it.
She's made good decisions. She's not playing outside of herself. She's seeing what's available and taking it.
Again, Adams got a hand in there on the entry pass. Renee Adams has been a ton to deal with in that full-court pressure, number 5 in white. Another tough entry pass, that time a foul called against Wetzel.
Yeah, you want to put that on the floor, kind of give her some better room to move. But here's that ball movement from Miami. Just ball fake, 1 or 2 dribble pull-up, and that's been the key to success for Miami open field goal attempts tonight.
Ogden, step back, missed it.
And one of the challenges for Stanford these last 2 games, Jay, they've only had 15 assists total. So trying to make that extra pass, it's become difficult for them. And when the ball gets stuck, you see some of that one-on-one ball that we just saw.
Wetzel can't connect.
And here Kate Pay saying, push the ball, push the ball. You're going to take it down the lane. That's what you want to see.
And
great
again,
hit.
Offensive rebounds might be the best offense for Stanford. That's now 11 second chance points that make up their 25 total.
Yeah, that helps. Again, coming into this game, they had 83 more offensive rebounds than their opponents, so they can crash and do it well.
Kimson, the blow-by and the finish. Scoop to the hoop. Amarachi Kimson.
See how low she got it, and then Swain gets in front of everybody. She's a speedy player.
That is the first time tonight that Stanford has made consecutive field goals. Can that spur the Cardinal on?
Now they want to back off of Kimson. She's such a good driver. You saw how low and square her shoulders got coming off that last screen. KP wanted them to back up this time.
Kimson misfires. Rashea Kyle frustrated that she didn't get the ball in the post when she was calling for it. That's a travel. 10 turnovers for Stanford tonight. Miami has converted that into 12 points off turnovers. Kimson been very aggressive at the start of this third quarter. And that's why she's feeling it right now. Amarachi Kimson has taken over.
I'm glad to see her have a good game. In her last 5, she's only hit double figures once. She's been a player who's been pivotal in some of their big wins, who can hit big shots and hit a 3. Good rebound by Wetzel.
Miami has stayed in the driver's seat in this third quarter. Raviv, great take for 2. Canyon's playing with confidence. timeout taken. Ball tournament begins Wednesday, March 4th. We'll have the first and second round games as well as 2 of the quarterfinal matchups right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. Our first round coverage begins 11 a.m. Eastern on March 4th. Brooke, you will be there outside Atlanta, Georgia. Should be a terrific tournament.
Can't wait. Kiki Iriafen will not be there, unfortunately. Well, to my knowledge, she won't be there. Maybe she'll make an appearance, but has a season to play as well. Oh, great to see so many alums in the house tonight.
Cameron Prink as well, supporting Stanford, who right now face their largest deficit of the night, down 12. Interestingly, it was Miami's head coach, Tricia Cullip, who called that last time out, even though her team is the one in control. And Tipner trying to go coast to coast, misfires, and a foul called. And we step aside again.
Swain took a shot. Let's hope she's all right. That was a rough rebound.
Stanford with their backs against the wall here, getting outscored 27-16 since the end of that first quarter. They have the basketball, trailing by 12. Brooke, you had said about these two teams before the game, 4 regular season games left. Felt like they have to both win all 4. So that starts tonight, and Miami has taken their chance so far. Another turnover caused.
Yeah, the pressure, and Miami's doing a great job of continuing to put in bodies that press and different looks. Tipner, it's been so tough here. These last few minutes, she's gotten some steals and some tough takes to the bucket.
But Stanford just desperate for some offense. 26% from the floor, just 4 of their last 19. They go to the post. A kick out. Aguera just rimmed out. That's the type of night it's been for the Cardinal.
And, you know, they executed, right? You got a post-entry pass, then you got a kick out for a good-looking 3. But yeah, just abysmal shooting from 3 on both ends. 226 combined for both teams I mean, that's not typical.
I can't recall seeing that this season.
No.
Just 2 of 26. And the thing about Stanford is they keep taking them 1 of 15 instead of just getting to the foul line where they're the most effective, or going to the offensive glass where they have 12 second chance points.
There we go.
And just as we say that, a 3.
Haley said, shh, Jay, shh.
The freshman, Haley Swain, delivers. Makes it a 9-point game. Tipner passes out. Kimpson. She can make you pay from there, not that time.
Yeah, Tipner's got to shoot that ball. That's where you can be too unselfish.
Looking for back-to-back triples. Off the mark, but a foul on the floor will keep the ball with Stanford.
Now Stanford finally seeing some success. Haley Swain, that screen. Raviv gets trapped underneath and gives Swain plenty of room to let it go.
Well, Swain's got 12. She's Stanford's leading scorer. And because the Cardinal finds themselves in the bonus, it'll be Nunu Aguera shooting here. Just 3 of 11. They missed those 5 games before returning last time out against Virginia. Still working her way back to her best form. And for as poorly as Stanford has shot it, they are right in this thing. 7-point game, still plenty of time.
Yeah, they've made their mark, you know, on the boards. They've been able to out-rebound Miami by 5. And you said Miami's a team that does not win games when they don't rebound. Right now, they're able to hold on to a 7-point lead.
Yeah, winless when they have not won that rebounding margin. 13 second chance points for Stanford, been arguably their best offense. And now stringing together some stops here in the third quarter. Right down the lane, lefty layup is good, Chloe Clardy, and it's a 5-point game.
Yeah, if you're Stanford right now, you just want to try to play as freely as you can, right? You can hear Kay Pay screaming, go! Like, let's just look at the pace, take advantage of it. But again, it has to start with stops. They're doing a better job of defending the drive.
7-0 run over the last minute for Stanford. This has been their best spell of the entire night.
Yeah.
And Miami trying to dig out of a scoring drought. Revive missed it. Long rebound finds Courtney Ogden. Ogden pushing the pace. Clardy, a three. No good. Kimpson all alone. Buries it. Amarachi Kimpson.
Can't forget about her. She's somebody who can light up from three, even though she hasn't had a ton of high-scoring games lately.
7 points in this third quarter, 11 on the night for Kimpson. And just a huge three for Miami in terms of the course of momentum in this game, just to settle things down. Still an 8-point lead for the home team Hurricanes.
Just felt like that was a big rebound for them. It was sort of like stopping that run from Stanford. And the team rebounding for Miami's got to get better here.
Kyle goes to the line again. Feels like she's lived there tonight. All of her points have come from the free throw line.
That was literally just her fourth field goal at the end of the night. So Stanford's doing an excellent job of making it difficult for those post-entry passes. Aguirre's working tough and hard, going off the screen. That roll here for somebody was guarding her, and then Aguirre comes over for the help side and gets called for the foul.
Well, so think about that. She's been fouled on every field goal attempt she's had. Certainly feels like it. 6 points, 9 rebounds. All 6 points have come from the free throw line. And watching her over the course of this season during shoot-arounds, she takes more free throws than anybody on the team, and I think that's because she knows she's going to get a few over the course of the night.
Right, she knows she's going to get contact.
And practice has made perfect so far. 8 for 8 from the line. That's the difference in this game right now.
Yeah, I mean, I was here for the Kennesaw State game where she was putting up, 20-plus free throw attempts.
Yeah, when you're in the building, she has career nights.
Yeah. Well, she did tell me before the game. She said, I'll see you after the game. I said, oh, right here, as in sitting between us for the post-game interview? She said, yeah, right there. It's like, all right, I like that confidence.
Step back. Deep two. Foot was on the line. Shamfani, the freshman. They'll review that in between the quarters.
I saw her shoot at the McDonald's All-American games last year. She can find that stroke and hit it consistently. So again, a lot of times it's just having the confidence to shoot it again.
Kyle, strong move, everything but the finish. Time here for Stanford, 9 seconds left of the quarter. Great feed. Swain finishes it, but it was all set up by Clardy. 3 seconds at the end of the third. A half-court heave from Adams. No good. And it's a 6-point lead for Miami headed to the fourth quarter. 2-possession game. Stanford much better in that third quarter. The Cardinal fighting for their March dreams. And tonight's Good Hands plays of the game brought to you by Allstate. Game's not over, but through 3 quarters it has been defense. Miami dialed in at home. Strong defensive performance through 3 quarters.
And this is going to sound boring, but like their box-out game tonight has been pretty good. Team rebounding, although they are still trailing Stanford with team rebounds, it's not by much. And I just think the swarming, the pressing, drawing so much attention toward the ball handlers, and Tipner coming in has done a great job of just being active, right? It's about being active and aggressive.
So Miami has been in control for most of this game, but Stanford credit the end of that third quarter, an 11-5 run. And how about the freshman Haley Swain, 12 points alone in that third quarter.
Yeah.
For as poorly as they played offensively, 2 of 18 for 3, shooting under 30%. To be on the road only down 6, you're right in this thing.
Yeah, you'll take it. For Stanford, a much better third quarter. 18 points. It's been their best showing so far tonight. You can feel their confidence. There's still some unforced turnovers here, which is rough, but their confidence getting stronger.
So the turnovers have been crushing tonight, 13 of them And Miami has turned it into 14 points off of those turnovers. And the one thing Stanford has kept them in this game, second chance points. They are outscoring Miami 15-2 in that category. That rolls off the rim, no good from Kyle. She's usually automatic from there.
She hit every part of the rim except for it going down.
She's halfway down.
Yeah, she's had a couple of those. And adjusting her knee brace mid-defensive possession.
Ogden in attack mode, and the junior delivers. It's a 4-point game.
Okay, Pay, that's what I'm saying. Like, keep attacking. Don't settle for threes right now. It's not been a good shot for us tonight. Get inside that paint.
Been a fun Thursday night in the ACC. North Carolina, Virginia Tech went to overtime. Another good finish here at Coral Gables. 4-point game in the fourth quarter. Raviv, step back three. Missed it.
Well, it's not the shooter you want to shoot it, but it's the shot. You'll take that.
Stanford has handled Miami's full court pressure a lot better in this second half. Haley Swain, big reason why. Hands it off for Ogden. Swain in the corner, number 2 in black, 12 points in that third quarter. Led the Stanford surge in this second half. Shot clock ticks down to 6. Rims out, no good. The freshman Shamfai couldn't connect. Kyle calling for it. Wetzel fires a 3. Too much on it.
Yeah, that roll was there. Kyle was able to slip the screen, and Raviv just didn't see her to get that pass down low.
Ogden lost her footing, somehow keeps the possession alive. Swain missed it. Both of these teams, Brooke, insist on keep shooting threes, but Stanford 2 of 19, Miami 2 of 15. At some point, you have to deviate in a close game and just get better looks, right?
You do. I think you have to be more disciplined about putting the ball on the floor, trying to create off the bounce. Like, play aggressive. You know, you see Kate Page just kind of saying, hey guys, settle down on that end, and then you want to ramp things up on the defensive end.
Kyle fires. Little misdirection, and it pays off. Rochea, Kyle, everybody thought she was looking for a pass.
She can shoot it outside, and you know, she said, well, hey, if I can't finish the shot 1 foot away from the rim, maybe I'll step back 10 or 15 and see if I can do it.
Back to a 6-point lead for Miami. Swain looking for that immediate answer, misfires. Big rebound by Kyle. That's her 11th. Another double-double for her tonight. 17th double-double of the season. Incredible consistency and production. Wetzel drains the 3, and Miami's back up by 9.
Natalie Wetzel off a 14-point game, hit 3 of 4 from 3 against BC. She's had too many open looks. Just an extra pass where the defense gets trapped too much down on the paint. And recovery's late.
You almost wonder if, with how many open threes she's gotten, was that something on the scouting report? Let a Natalie Wetzel 3 beat you, but could just be a defensive breakdown that just keeps happening over and over again. Shamfai, great take for 2.
Yeah, it's still within reach here. So if you're Stanford, you're thinking, all right, you got media timeout coming up. At the 5-minute mark, you can make time up here, just down 7. If you're Miami, maybe go back to Wetzel.
She's open again. This time puts it on the ground, right to the rim. Natalie Wetzel has taken over this fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's no freshman play right there. Great move, understanding she just hit a 3, so Stanford's going to start running out, and you make the right read. You hit it right to the rim and finish the shot.
And Wetzel is Miami's leading scorer with 12. Big time performance from the freshman, although Trisha Cullip says this time of year, you're sophomores. You played enough basketball. Clardy That goes begging. Offensive rebound. Battle for the ball. Tie up. Possession arrow with Miami. Miami so desperate to get this to the finish line. A team that has struggled against quad 1 and quad 2 opponents this season. 1-11. Tonight would go for their second win in that category. Maybe spur them on for their final 3 regular season games. Adams, pull up pop. Money.
That mid-range has been so good to Miami tonight. The corner of the free throw line. Just taking off that high ball screen, or just the defense stepping back a bit. Can you send a high ball screen up? Same thing on Stanford's side. Aguirre going to get that shot. They're going to give her that 3.
Stanford had cut it to 4. Since then, Miami has made their last 4 shots in a row. Shot clock again, ticking down. 5 seconds to shoot. Shamfai into the traffic, missed it. Great defense by Miami. Suffocating pressure. And an 11-point lead. Miami with all the momentum down the stretch.
Look, they've hit their last 4 field goals. They're getting hot. The freshmen doing it from deep. And then responding back with this beautiful drive, little head fake. Right to the rim. That's the efficient take. Miami up now. And trying to hold on to this lead at home.
Presented by Ally, the bank. That's your ally. Cameron Brink and company in the stands. Plenty of flavor on a Thursday night. 2 teams, Brooke Weiss Road, that felt like they needed to win tonight. Probably need to win all 4 to finish the regular season to be on the right side of the bubble. And Miami has been in control really since tip-off, but particularly since the end of that first quarter. An 11-point lead with 4:38 to play.
Well, Stanford got itself into trouble really in that second quarter where they just hit 2 field goals, and now they're finding themselves again in a rut, just 1 for their last 7. Meanwhile, Miami's hit their last 4 field goals. They have to change it up either defensively or the switch here, put Aguirre on Revive, trying to keep her, the ball handler, up top.
Kyle calling for it. Gets it. Hand off Adams. 8 seconds to shoot. Kyle wants it back. Down the stretch, they're comfortable playing through number 0. That's why making winning plays. Beautiful handoff to Revive for 2. And Miami has their largest lead of the night with 4 minutes left.
How about Kyle leading her team in assists tonight with 4? Incredible player, passer, something that was concerning to Stanford. They said, look, she can score, but she can pass better.
Stanford needed it, and they get it. Chloe Clardy delivers. Biggest shot of the night. Ends a 2.5-minute scoring drought. Gets the lead back to 10. Miami continues to push it. Offensive rebound. Smallest player on the court, Anae Adams. Perfect position to clean up the spill.
Yeah, that's why they bring her in and have her start. She's one of the best energy players on this team. Tricia Cullum just loves to coach her hard. She receives that information and has been big time in this game.
Another defensive play for Miami. When it mattered most, Miami's defense has delivered all night long.
We talked about offensive rebounds. How about all the 5'6" Anae Adams sneaking in there? The extra shot. She's got a quiet 10 points tonight on 5 of 7 shooting. Terrific night for her.
Little more than 3 minutes remaining. Miami desperate to get this to the finish line at home. These are the type of games that have escaped the Hurricanes this season.
Yeah, you know, they've gone through their fair share, you know, of ups and downs in the season, and especially these last 7 with just 1 win. Kyle says, I got you again from the outside. Good looking shot from the 6'6" super senior.
15-point lead. Miami has played their best basketball in this fourth quarter, outscoring Stanford 16-7, although the Cardinal not going away. And more than anything, they need to cause turnovers, get stops, because time is against them now.
Yeah, Miami doesn't look like they're going to try to hold the basketball either, right? The second they
True.
can get up there, trying to score.
That's been their mantra all night, letting it fly. Another offensive rebound. Miami can kill clock now.
Maybe go back to running that same play. Well, Raviv got that backdoor pass.
Raviv takes it herself, hits it. Raviv with 17. Miami's got 5 players in double digits. What an impressive fourth quarter.
Yeah, another unforced turnover, but Raviv right off that screen. Look at the angle she takes. I love that. Shoulder square. Oh, you want to step back on me? That's a mistake. Good screen by Kyle. That's what Coach Culp was talking about today in the shoot-arounds, Jay. Set good screens. It seems so simple. But you still got to execute.
Shot clock down to 5. Raviv, great play again. Kyle, everything but the finish. So a minute 30 to go. Miami is going to win this basketball game with an impressive fourth quarter effort, outscoring Stanford 19-9. So that's going to be 2-11 now in quad 1 and quad 2. Certainly an improved net ranking as well. Strength of schedule is there for the Hurricanes. And when you look at the Canes' remaining schedule, Brooke, it's the old, you're telling me there's a chance.
You'd like to think that if you're Miami, because you got tonight, if you're able to lock it up, another home. Actually got the next 2 games are at home against California and Pittsburgh, and then on the road you'll end up at Georgia Tech. So those are all games that Miami certainly feels like they compete. Hopefully for them they lock them down, the home wins this weekend, and then take care of business on the road.
And a Miami team that would sit at 17-12, 9-9 in the ACC would go to the ACC tournament and at least feel like, okay, if we win a game or 2, we would be in.
That's what I would think. You certainly just want to concentrate on the next one, and the ACC tournament is a beast in itself.
They could bottle up this fourth quarter. Anything is possible. And this is the type of basketball against the quality of opponent that has escaped this Canes team this season, so it must feel good for Tricia Cullop to put it all together.
Well, I'd say so. You got 5 players in double figures tonight. So you can live with Rashay Kyle only going 1 for 7 with 10 points. Leading your team, though, in rebounds at 13. Leading your team with assists at 5.
Just felt like she made winning plays. Even if her quote-unquote point production is below average, I feel like she's the reason they won. When you look at those rebounds, when you look at the assists she has had. And even though they'll lose the rebounding battle tonight, to only be -6 in that category against a very talented Stanford team, you take it.
I was about to give her props for going 10 for 10 for the free throw line, but 9 of 10 is pretty good as well.
Needless foul there. That's the one thing you can't do in the final minute when you're up this much. Is just no need to send Stanford to the line.
Yeah. Haley Swain, a terrific third quarter, trying to get her team back into this game. She's the only player from Stanford in double figures tonight. It's just a difficult night for them offensively. Just 3 of 21 from 3.
Well, who could have seen this slide coming when they were 15-4? Now they will have lost 8 of 9, 4 in a row. It just felt like an avalanche in February that you just can't stop from coming down the mountain.
Well, it is a conference that you're going to get battles like that every single night, and so you're seeing teams. Notre Dame 6 losses this year. Stanford having a difficult season. Boston College has not won an ACC game yet. Revive takes it right to the rack, finishes left. She's so good. She's so crafty and smart with the basketball.
19 points for Revive. How about this stat for Miami? All 5 starters in double figures. Nobody on the bench has scored a single point, and yet a 66-49 lead.
Wow. It's pretty incredible. No bench points tonight for Miami. It's surprising. And just 2 from Stanford, honestly. So it's been the starters that have produced in this game.
Both teams felt like tonight was a must-win to recalibrate down the stretch of this season. In Miami, a convincing fourth quarter, doubled up Stanford 22-11. The Cardinals do get a layup here right at the end. But Miami gets the win. 66-51, the final. Convincing effort from the Canes.
Yeah, it was a solid home court win for Miami. They defended well. They got their shots, even though Kyle couldn't hit them close. They forced 17 turnovers from Stanford.
Tonight's player of the game brought to you by Carvana. Gal Revive, 19 points. She shot out of a cannon to start this game, built the momentum for Miami and carried it home in the fourth quarter. Big time win for this Hurricanes program, staying alive on the bubble. And Stanford now in even more trouble, losing 8 of their last 9 after this result. For our terrific crew behind the scenes, Brooke J saying so long from Coral Gables. Let's get you into the studio. Nothing But Net starts now.